As a developer, you are looking at creating a custom configuration for EC2 instances running in an ACG. The solution should allow the group to auto-scale based on the metric of average RAM usage for your EC2 instances. Which option provides the best solution? Migrate your app to AWS Lambda, create a custom alarm for your ASG, and make your instances trigger the alarm using put alarm data API, enable detailed monitoring for EC2 and ASG to get the RAM usage data, and create a CloudWatch alarm on top of it, or create a custom metric in CloudWatch and make your instances send data to it using put metric data, then create an alarm based on this metric. Okay, create a custom metric in CloudWatch, okay, and make your instances send data to it using put metric data, then create an alarm based on this metric. Okay. Your application is deployed automatically using Elastic Beanstalk. Your YAML configuration files are stored in the folder EB extensions, and new files are added or updated often. The DevOps team does not want to redeploy the application every time there are configuration changes. Instead, they would rather manage configuration externally, securely, and have it load dynamically into the application at runtime. Which option allows you to do this? Stage variables, SSM parameter store, environment variables, S3. You use SSM parameter store. Okay. A development team uses shared S3 buckets to upload files. Due to this shared access, objects in S3 buckets have different owners, making it difficult to manage the objects. As a developer associate, which of the following would you suggest to automatically make the S3 bucket owner also the owner of all objects in the bucket, irrespective of the AWS account used for uploading the objects? Use S3 Access Analyzer to identify the owners of all objects and change the ownership to the bucket owner. Use bucket ACLs to control access on S3 bucket and then define its owner. Use S3 object ownership to default bucket owner to be the owner of all objects in the bucket. Use S3 cores to make the S3 bucket owner the owner of all objects in the bucket. Okay, use S3 object ownership to default bucket owner to be the owner of all objects in the bucket. A new member of your team is working on creating dead letter queue for Lambda functions. As a developer associate, can you help him identify the use cases wherein Lambda will add a message into a BLQ after being processed? Select 2. The event has been processed successfully. The Lambda function invocation failed only once, but succeeded thereafter. The event fails all processing attempts. The Lambda function invocation is synchronous. The Lambda function invocation is asynchronous. Okay, fails all processing attempts. A Lambda function invocation is asynchronous. When an asynchronous invocation event exceeds the maximum age or fails all retry attempts, Lambda discards it. Okay, or sends it to dead letter Q if you have configured one. Okay. All right, let's do one more. A junior developer working on ECS instances terminated a container instance in Amazon ECS as per instructions from the team lead. But the container instance continues to appear as a resource in the ECS cluster. As a developer associate, which of the following solutions would you recommend to fix this behavior? A custom software on the container instance could have failed and resulted in the container hanging in an unhealthy state till restarted again. The container instance has been terminated with AWS CLI, whereas for ECS instances, ECS CLI should be used to avoid any synchronization issues. You terminated the container instance while it was in stop state. That lead to this synchronization issues. You terminated the container instance while it was in running state. That lead to this synchronization issues. Okay.